think you guys can see me. There. Okay. Hi guys. Here comes Luna. Hi Luna. Hi Luna Patina. Oh. Let me turn that down. Alright. Yay, I'm on live. Okay, great. Alright guys, I am going to be sewing up an H2O to go from Lynn's Handmade. My daughter and I have started doing yoga. And when I mean start, I mean we've done one session. And we need to be bringing our water bottles with us when we yoga to make sure we stay hydrated. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. I was going to work on an old pair of my husband's jeans upstairs because he has like 10 pair of jeans that he no longer fits into because he has dropped like 4 pant sizes in the last few months. So he's those are too big for him, so I was going to cut those up and use those and make like a crossbody. Hi Io, how are you, sweetie? How's your mom? So I just wanted to make an H2O to go because I was going through my friends trying to figure out like what I can make for the live, and that just like went boop, hit me right in the face. So that's what we're gonna do, and it's gonna match the bag that I made on the last live, which was that was the Wednesday before I went to go visit my mom in the hospital and take care of my mom. So it's been a while. And a lot has happened since then. So we'll get through it. We'll get through it. So that's what we're gonna do today. It's nice to see you. Hi Barb, how are you? Hey Luna, say hi to everybody. Say hi. Yes. She comes in and out as she likes to. This is a beautiful day out today. I think it's like, I don't know, close to like 68 degrees outside right now, almost 70. It's beautiful outside today. It's overcast, so I have all of my lights on and stuff, but yeah. Thank you, Io. Alright, come here, baby. Move out the way. Go, girls. Okay. Alright, so I have my templates, and I have, hi, babies. I've got my templates, and then I've got the main fabric that I used for her leg kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually like, I almost want to say this at least 2 sets, but I'm not really sure. So let's separate this, because sometimes, when in a video I would buy multiples of templates, because if it had a workshop or anything like that on it, I wanted to be able to have people, Oh my goodness. I need to share this with you guys. This is hilarious. Hold on. Let me scoot you guys over just a little bit. I don't think I can. But you can see her slide over there. It's just like a frog. Like that. Okay. So yes, that's what I'm gonna do today. Holder. Okay, this is all one set, but it's the full set, so that means it comes with the pieces for the interfacing and stuff like that too. So that's why. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I just need one of these for the exterior. This one's the lining piece. So let's first do that. Let me get my bearings together first. It's been a minute since I've even been behind the sewing machine. So I think I'm gonna make this the simple way, which is literally just the pocket, because I want to make it kind of fast and I don't want to have to take too much time. My daughter doesn't really use it anything for other than just carrying herself. She doesn't need her ID or anything with that, so I think think that'll be fun. So I'll need this piece. And then this piece and that piece. And now I could still do like a little kit kind of situation. For the outside, just so that it's not card slots. Okay, so I think that's all I need. So I had gotten these templates from that template shop, and I got the full set that comes with all the pieces, including any pieces for like interfacing and things like that. So I don't need the zipper tab. Okay, so those are the only 3 pieces I'm going to be using. So if you pull up your pattern piece, if you don't have this pattern, I highly, highly, highly suggest you buy it. It's very versatile and can be used with a lot of different things. She's outside playing with her ball now. She's so sweet. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just literally getting through it. So, yeah. All right. So you're going to need your main body lining piece for the pattern. You're going to need the base piece, and then you're going to need the D-ring holder piece. And then I have just a piece that I had done for when I would do one without the pocket, just do an outside pocket. I just have this little piece here for a pocket piece. So it's not part of, but you guys, go ahead and fold that. Oh, she's got the zoomies now. Zoomies. Yep, she's the zoomies. You probably see her by really fast. Okay, so I am going to add some height to this because I want it to go on the big Yeti. Stanley. What is these things called half the time? I don't even know. And my sister gave me this one when I was in Florida. Because as you guys know, everything in the hospital is expensive. And buying bottled water and things like that was not ideal. So, I would go and get ice and filtered water. And then I got those little Crystal Light packets. And, perfect, right on. What do you think? Baby girl, you okay? Actually, this will actually fit that one, so I'm not even going to add any height to it. What, babies? Yes. Did you get the ball? Did you get the ball? Or did you find another squirrel for mommy? She found a dead squirrel last weekend and brought it to me and was like, here you go, mommy. And I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah. It was very interesting for sure. Oh yeah, very interesting. So now we're not bringing the Stanley. She has one without the holder on the side, so it's the cylinder. So we don't have to worry about trying to make it so that it wraps around inside their area. It's just about that length. So I just wanted to double check. Okay, so I've got this piece here. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and then the lining I'm gonna do out of that thin waterproof canvas that I have been using. I'm just gonna over so I can cut everything at once, so that way we can go ahead and get to sewing. My hope is that I can get all of this done today in this lot. I'm not gonna lie, I've been struggling. I've been on the struggle bus lately, but I'm getting through it one day at a time. Yeah, this past Wednesday I was supposed to go on the live, and about 10 o'clock that morning I started having a vertigo, and it got really bad. So I was like, oh, this is not gonna happen. So I quickly got back on and said, I'm sorry guys, it's gonna have to be on Friday. So okay, perfect. All right. And if you're just doing this one piece with a curve piece, you can batch sew these things out like really, really fast. So just to let y'all know. Put that right there. Okay, so I did that. Okay, now I can do the base. Okay, so I'll do the base second because I'll do that one in a second too. So it's been a bit of a challenge, but it's okay. Today is the first day that I've actually been in my studio for more than like 10 minutes since my last live, so I'm working through it. I have to make my son a Ragabash, but at 85% instead of the full 100%, because he asked me to make him a smaller one, but actually he wants a sling style bag. So that's the thing. Well, I was, during the Christmas holiday, before all this stuff happened, I had taken the Dreamer pack, and I made modifications to the pattern so that I can make it into a sling. And then I told Georgia that I was working on that, and she's like, "Oh, that's awesome. Let me see it. Let me see what it looks like when you're done with it, so she can, you know, maybe add it as an additional pack to the pattern in case somebody wants a sling instead of a backpack." So I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. No problem." But I don't even know where the pattern pieces are now because everything's like, so. I don't know. I do not know. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to keep these two pieces together just for a minute. I need one of these in a lining piece for the base, and then I need an exterior lining piece. But I don't want it to be the same as this outside fabric, because it's the bottom, and you know how sometimes things get a little gross or whatever. There we go, perfect. I literally have a scrap pile like right underneath me right here that I have like a bin full of scraps that I can definitely use when I need to. Sierra's upstairs making cookies right now. Oh! My chair leaned back sometimes. I feel like I'm gonna fall. She's making cookies right now, and Daddy and Dwight Jr. went to swim practice. So, yay. Oh! A little bit?
Yeah, I'll go on top. Just because I've never done that before. So.
Yeah, that's all you're supposed to do is just make a small, little tiny piece. Yes. Does it not turn out right?
Mm-hmm.
She finished it on the pan just so we can taste the flavor.
I think this one is better.
You can definitely taste the chocolate in it.
It's almost like a pancake.
Hi, Miss Tanya. I think everything's really good. It's not too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's chocolatey enough. So I think that'd be a really good base.
And it also says that we can like top it with like salt on top if it needs to be saltier.
Caramel and salt, sea salt, or you can put like nuts in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think nuts in it would be really good. She's working on a new recipe. That's really good. How's that grandbaby of yours, Miss Tanya? Getting big, I bet. Eating y'all out of house and home already, I bet too. He was such a beautiful little baby. I have to drink lots of water. Because if I don't, I get dehydrated really fast. Mommy doesn't need any dead squirrels. She'll find me a dead squirrel and bring it to me. And be like, look what I brought you. Oh, he's still not eating properly. Oh, I'm so sorry. My son went through that, unfortunately. My son had really bad acid reflux as a baby. And so when he would eat anything that was not just bland foods, it would really mess his tummy up. And he'd be sick for days. Hi, Wendy. So yeah, that's not a joke when they can't eat properly. And I like look back at pictures of him when he was like 2 years old, and he looks so emaciated, like just like if we were like feeding him, but obviously we were. I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning just to feed him because what he ate did not sustain him enough to go through the night. So I had to wake up early in the morning to give him food. So this one gets cut in two. Okay. So there's that one. Bam. Alright, so now for the pocket piece. We can get very creative with the pocket piece. Let's see what we have here. I'm trying to get something, like use a scrap piece. Like I'm trying to use up scraps pretty much. A scrap buster. Oh, well. I was like, I knew I'd pull them out. I pulled out my scraps. Where are they? Here, right here. Okay. Oh, that'll be perfect. Do this side over here. Aha. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Just making a little tiny pocket. And I might also do like a zip part to it so that I can put stuff in it. That might be good. Baby girl, I'm not calling you, honey. You're okay. And, there's nothing to eat. She's in over here smelling, trying to think, wait, might smell something. Hilarious. Okay, put that down there. If I wanted to, I could use this in the center of the D-ring to kind of give it a little bit more oomph to it. I don't even know how much bobbin thread I have or anything, so I'll figure that out as we go because, like I said, this is the first time I've sat on my machine in a while. I don't have to line it or anything. It's waterproof canvas. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Okay, probably need like. I just had a brilliant idea. So I could have it that it's like a zipper pocket and we put it in rather than and it could be a slip pocket too. It could be a slip pocket and a zipper pocket. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, I love when a plan comes together. And then I could use these little scrappy pieces here for, oh, actually I could do this one, for zipper ends. I never know which way this thing goes. Sometimes it's this way, sometimes it's that way. Ah, I could just use this as a guide-ish. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's just for the zipper end. This is my creative process. Just kind of go with it. Just go with the flow. That's my creative process. Okay. Alrighty, and then I have a piece of I have a small piece of zipper tape. Like I have little sections. So I have zipper tapes that are like scrap pieces. Like pieces that are quite big enough, but they're not too small either. That I kind of keep together. And I think Sierra really liked this one with the last bag, so I'm gonna put that one on the outside. I like this one better. I think I'm gonna veto that one. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And we'll put my pretty little suns on the zipper. Okay, let's turn on the machine. Okay. I like to have myself a little jump humper. And that's just a piece of fabric that I'm using already. I folded up about 4 times. Hi, Alyssa. Just to have as a starting point when I start and come on and off pieces. I think it saves with the thread, not using as much thread, and 2, it just keeps things. That's her little bunny. Is your bunny? Yeah, it's your bunny. Okay. So I'm making a very modified H2O to go for my daughter. her and I started yoga. We did one class this past week, so we're very much interested in continuing on. And so she needs a water bottle holder because she forgets her bottled water. I carry mine with me everywhere now. It's good to be back, getting back to normal things. It's not easy, but it's all right. Trying to think. Right, good. Yeah, like that. Know what size I'm gonna need my zipper to be just yet, so I'm trying to work that out. Somewhere I have misplaced my snips. I don't know where they are. I'm sure I'll find them at some point or another when I'm cleaning. Okay, so what I like to do here is to remove a lot of that bulk right in there with where my teeth are, is I like to go in there and cut out the teeth, but not all the way. Like that. So I do that with it, and then I take this part here, and then I fold it and fold it again, or I can cut it somewhere if I don't want it quite that bulky. Like, I don't really like it that bulky, so I'm going to probably end up cutting it like right there. So just a little bit past that. And then do a top stitch that's catching both the top and the bottom. And I ran out of bobbin. Huh. I literally just ran out. That bobbin I had left. That little tiny piece. Got you. Okay, so I have more of like the hot pink, and then I have some of this black. But I think I'm going to just bind it just to be on the safe side, because some of my blacks are different weights. Because when I do my leather working or anything with the leather. Hi, Patty! You're in the doctor's office watching? Okay. No problem. I've been doing that lately myself. Wherever I am, I just hop on and see whoever's on, whether it's Kasaya or Lauren or Brittany or Barb. Usually don't say anything. I just kind of hang out. Just to hang out and start like immersing myself into the sewing world. That's pretty much like been like this past week only, really. always like to just kind of blow on it a little bit just to make sure if there's any little dust bunnies in there, I get it out. Because you just never know. She's such a goofball. I love her. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is measure this here, right? Because I want this part here that doesn't have anything to be close to flush to this, but not all the way. So I'm going to bring it in. Okay. And then I'm going to cut about 1/2 inch smaller. Okay. Don't throw that away because this can also work for one of these little like the little clippy ones that go under the to the lanyards, you know, or a poopy dog bag scenario or something like that. Something. Going like this, and then I'm making it into a little sandwich. So see here how I didn't take off the teeth? It's kind of like pushing against that, and this one's not. It's like kind of flat. That's why I like to take the teeth off of there. Just a little extra something to reduce the bulk. Especially if you're working with a domestic sewing machine and you're going to be sewing through there later on. You may want to do that. I'm always concerned when she's chewing on crunchy things because I don't know what it is half the time. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to put this pretty sides touching. I'm going to center it so you can find your center and just go like that. You can snip it if you want to, or you could just use a chalk pencil. Okay. If you want to use tape, you can. You don't have to. Okay, pretty sides touching. Matching that up. Because I am not doing it as a lining as a pocket. You okay, baby? You okay? You alright? Okay. She was doing something just a second ago. I was like, what are you doing? Okay. No, ma'am. You don't go through my trash. Okay, now when I get closer to this circle, I'm going to lift my foot open up that zipper, close it back up. Try not to stretch it. Everything's lined up where it needs to be. Okay. There we go. Okay. So we've got one side done. See that? And it's because it's waterproof canvas, you do not have to worry about it like fraying or anything like that. The line portion of it, you don't have to worry about it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to top stitch, but I'm only top stitching from the tab to tab. Like, I'm not doing at the very top because that's where I'm going to be turning it inside out so that it's a multi-use pocket. So it'll be a slip pocket and a zipper pocket. Luna! She sees the neighbor and she barks at him. Luna! Come! Luna, it's okay, sweetheart. He's not gonna do anything, babies. She's very protective. He's not gonna do anything. No, he's not. She is too funny. She's like, how do you know he's not gonna do anything? Well, I don't, but okay, so now to start on this side, I'm going to unzip it. Luna, baby, it's okay, sweetheart. She's so protective. In a mean way, more like, I'm warning you, I'm here. You come close to her, she just backs away. Or she tries to lick you. Or she'll try to lick you. She's like, I'll scare you off with my kisses. Okay. There we go. Oh, that looks so pretty. I really do need to find my snips because I keep forgetting. I keep putting the scissors back in there and then I'm like, oh yeah, look at that. Okay. So then there's, you have to have it open in order for you to be able to pull it out here in a second, but just like if you would do a normal zipper pouch. An iron one. Just line everything up, leave an opening, and turn it right out. So I'm going to leave the opening of mine. So, let's see here. Zip this way. So this is going to be the top because that's where this is going to be to go down to open it. No, let me see. Let me just double check that. Closed. Open. Yeah. So this is going to be my top, so I'm going to actually leave a hole up here as my opening so that I could tuck it in, do my top stitch, and then do everything else. So, hope that makes sense. Luna! I think she's like out in the woods. Luna, come!
Bless you. Ugh.
Ooh, what's
What
going
did
on?
you eat?
She's been out there barking and barking and barking.
Yeah, come on, baby.
Okay, so this is what I need.
Nope.
Okay, pop over to the very, very, very end. Okay, I'm gonna show you real fast what I did. Okay, so I left this portion open so I can turn it out. I sewed just a little bit on either side. Okay, and then all the way down to the side. So if you see, I don't sew where the zipper tab is. I sew really close to where it stops so that you reduce that bulk on that side. Now, I did a smart thing and I obviously had closed my zipper when I actually meant to leave it open. But the good thing is, since it's up on this side here, I can actually just push it down. So if that happens to you, just you have to have an opening somewhere, and then you can pull it down. See that? Now I can pull it down. Now technically, I could have just closed the whole thing. Durr. Guys, help me out here. I could close that part. I'm like, what am I leaving that open for? Okay. You see, I need all the help I can get. Ugh. Okay. Just gonna turn this right side out. Obviously, the bigger the hole, the better. But this is a zipper that does lock. So that's a good and bad thing about these good zippers is they lock. So you have to kind of have it at a certain angle for it to kind of go down, and it doesn't just unzip without prompting. That's alright. I think Sierra's upstairs doing yoga. I'm gonna close the door. So Luna doesn't keep coming in and out. Okay. There we go. Alright guys, almost there. Alright, so I'm just making the making a modified version of the H2O To Go. Like, I can't find any of my tools I used to really have next to my sewing machine. Like my bone turner thing, the pressing one that was just pokey enough, but it's like one of those hard folding ones, which is awesome because it really got those corners out without poking any holes into my fabric. Obviously my snips went somewhere. I don't know where they went. I've been missing them for a hot minute. Okay. I don't know why. Are you doing yoga? Yeah. Okay. No, baby, you cannot keep coming in and outside, in and out, baby. I'm sorry.
In your room, because otherwise she's gonna try to back.
She keeps trying to lick you while you're doing yoga.
Yeah, I can't do my yoga.
Okay. Zipper pouch. See that? Okay. Hi. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, how am I supposed to put this on so that it's a slip pocket one way and a zipper pocket the other way? I can't. It's okay. It's okay. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Hey, babies. You okay? Yeah? You okay? You're so pretty. Yes, you are, Curly. You're so pretty. Oh, you're a pretty ghost. Are you mommy baby ghost? Yes, you're mommy baby ghost. Almost drop that. Okay. Let me see. What kind of hardware do I have over here? What size? What size? I don't like those. I like the triangle rings better. I think the triangle ring. That'd be 1 inch triangle. I like that one better than just a D-ring because the D-ring slides a lot and it has a lot of movement. So then that way this hook can go right in there. it's a little small, it's fine. A little big, it's fine. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, then I'm going to cut this in half. Okay, so making my little D-rings, connectors. No, Luna, you're not going outside, sweetheart. He's looking to the left over there where the neighbor is. Okay, so got that. Done that. Okay. So now, I can do the exterior and then the lining. Okay, so keep pretty sides together. So I'm going to turn mine from the inside, from the lining piece, because this is not very thick waterproof canvas. It's actually more of like water resistant. So, yeah. Whole zipper thing just went right out the window. I guess we'll just use it as a pouch for something else. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. And then for these, I get to place those right in the middle, and I like to have it stick into the fabric. So, and I'll show you what that means. So, see how I did this, which was a 3/8 of an inch, and then underneath it another 3/8 of an inch, and then that way it's enough that when we fold it up, we do any of our top stitching, or if you want to rivet through, you have something to rivet through, just so that it has a little bit more stability. But if you weren't doing all that fancy stuff that I was doing over there, then guess what? You'd be done by now. Okay, so there's that. Let me snip my fourths, my quarters. Helps a lot when you're doing anything that is circular. It does help a lot to know where quadrants are. So, even if you don't have the pattern piece, just fold it in half and then snip at each end. But the good thing is that the pattern piece does have all these notches for you. Okay, so I did that. So what we're looking to have is this longer piece be parallel with the back seam. So the back seam needs to match up with one of the flat sides. You're going to need a lot of clips here. Okay, and then I like to go ahead and do the one opposite of it, which is the front of the bag. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. I like the flat to be against the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and do my other quadrant, my other fourth, and clip that, and then take this and clip it again. So this is meant to be a tight fit. Okay. it is meant to be a tight fit. It's meant to be so that when you stretch this out, it is like barely fitting, like within like a centimeter. Okay, now in order to kind of help with that a little bit, you can do small little nicks within the seam allowance of the main fabric, not the base. You see that? This is like little notches, and that's really going to help it lay out flat. Now, here's a tip. You kind of want to have the bigger parts, so the part that you're wanting to work into the smaller piece. So we're trying to work in the base into the top of this bag, to the sides. So what you can do is make sure that when you're starting with the base against the bottom. And as you're easing that all in, this is also being drawn up at the bottom with the presser feet. Now, if you're afraid this fabric will fray or anything like that, you can use a little fray check and dab it on there before you get started. You can also do that later if you wanted to, after you've already done the sewing of it, whatever is your preference. I don't think I have any over here. I had it somewhere. Like I said, I'm losing everything. I don't know. I've lost my mind. Oh, I think I found it. It's been a challenging couple of months for sure. Get through it. Ooh, one day at a time. So my website is back up and running. I have a couple of new items that I've listed. These are items that I've had in my office for a while, but I just haven't had a chance to post it yet. So look for those if you want to. One of them is the denim zipper tape. I've shown that before. Other thing are these bottle cap clickers. I'll grab over there in a second after I finish this. And those are really cool because you can really make some like really interesting buckles type of things, and then you'll see. It's really hard to explain it without me showing you what it is. But once you see what it is, you're gonna be like, oh, that works really, because it's a no-brainer for markets, really. If you do markets. It's a nice little thing that you can easily do with straps. Put in a little extra flare. And then also, put in a little extra flare. As well as have something like at your $5 table. And it's great for kids, it's great for adults, it's great for people of all ages. So you really like that. So I don't clip all the way. I clip just at my marks, and then I go through and ease in the rest of it. I just find it's easier for me to do it that way. Obviously you do not have to do it that way. can do it however best suits your style of sewing. This is just something that I personally do. My friend Georgia and I'll be sewing. She's like, I have no idea how you do that. I've sewn clothes for a while, so I think that's what happened. It's like I did clothing before I did bags, so I think that helped a lot. Got a little pucker right there, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, so there is that, and then now I'm gonna do this one, but I'm gonna leave a hole for the opening. Because these are lightweight fabrics, I don't have to worry about having such a large hole to turn it through because it's going to be so hard. So if you use a vinyl or a faux leather or a really thick denim or something for the outside or the inside for that fact, then you're going to have a harder time with all of this. Just letting you know. You're going to have a harder time turning it. Okay. Now here's another trick. If you're wanting it to, you want it to line it up a little bit better, you could do what I call as a basting stitch or a guide stitch, just at the seam allowance, all the way around, just as a guide as to where your fabric has to go to at the very least. You good, baby girl? Yeah? She's like, I'm having a time of my life. Okay. Here we go. Now, you can pencil this in or you can sew it as a guide stitch. I like the guide stitch because it's consistent with my needle plate. With my seam allowance on my needle plate. Just keeps it consistent that way. Gotta go ahead and hold on a second because I actually did this a little too thick. I wanted to do it thicker at the top, in the insides, but not necessarily the bottom and top, because I want it to fit snugly, but not too tight. If that makes sense. Here we go. And then what I'm from here, I'm just going to go ahead and snip through both layers at once. It's about every 1/4 inch. You could do it every 1/8 of an inch if you wanted to. Okay. Same as the exterior, the flat parts, the longest part, the flat and longest parts of the circle-ish shape of the base is the front and back. This is the front, this is the back, and then these are 2 sides are where the curved portions they go. I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. Just gonna get myself lined up and started, and then sew from there. Just with the front. Now a lot of these synthetic materials like waterproof canvases, water resistant canvases, because they are synthetic and more plastic or more fibrous than cottons or natural things, it doesn't have much of a stretch to it, so you really do have to work in those snips. And I pretty much matched my seam-ons all where I can feel it. Like I need to know where I need to be at the very least. You know what I mean? Pink shears. Oh, I had those. I guess I could have used those, but didn't see them until now. So it is what it is. I'm going to cut this down. There's not as much bulk in the seam because both of those seams will be sitting on top of each other in the bag. So I guess I could have been done by now. I'm just saying, because I did that so that way it's almost like pressing the seam where it needs to be, so then that way I can, when I turn it right side out, and do the whole pulling it out from there and then stitching it. I already have a good mark of where I will be stitching it together. See? It already knows where it's going to lay because I did that in advance. if you want to sell this as thermal, so that when people are using like regular bottles of water or a regular soda or something like that, like a can or well, I wouldn't suggest a can, but maybe one of those bottled ones when you buy them at like the store or something. If you wanted to have it to be thermal, you could use thermal fuse, and that'll kind of help keep everything insulated. But also note, I'm not stacking this back seam with this back seam. I am going to take this back seam and put it on the opposite side to the front. That way I'm not having to worry about those matching up where they need to. It's not like, you don't get the bulkiness. That's pretty much what I mean. You don't get as much as the bulkiness of those seams stacking on top of each other. Even if you have butterflied them open, sometimes that doesn't quite do as well. Okay. Now as you can see, everything is nice and lined up and snug, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch all the way around. I'm starting off with a straight seam just like I did before, and then you guys are going to see the final product. Then we'll top stitch. Everything will be awesome. In here, I'm going to get rid of those little sharp corners so that I take it out. When I pull it out, it just does a much better job. In here, I'm going to take the pinking shears and cut into the curved part because it's going to actually have it laid really nice. It's pretty much doing the same thing as us snipping into it as a curve. Here, come and get you. Yeah.
She was excited to get out of here.
She's like, bye. This woman's talking to herself, and I don't know why. That's what she's saying. I don't know why I'm talking to myself either. Okay. Get all the little extras out of there. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. Let's just turn it right side out through the little hole. Because it's very lightweight. Like I said, I use very lightweight materials. Yay. I like to do my top stitching before I close this off for some reason. If something happens or it doesn't look right or something, I'd rather know now than before I close it all the way off and then I'm like, no. Okay. So there she is, wanting to be a little stubborn. And she stands up pretty well. There's no interfacing. It's just waterproof canvas and the water resistant canvas that I had for the mushroom box, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was for the mushroom box. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and just take my screwdriver, look at anything else, and just really poke out those corners. Where the D-tabs are. The D-tab is the D-rings, connectors. Then I'm going to do my top stitching and then we'll close it off. And we'll be done for today. I'll see if Sierra can bring down her water bottle so we can double, triple check everything fits. Okay. So now if you're able to take this and press it on a sleeve board, I highly recommend it. If you do not have a sleeve board or don't have one readily accessible like me at the moment, because I do have one, it's just put away in storage at the moment, then clipping along the seam and just really making sure everything's lined up nicely the way you want it to look when it's done will make a huge difference. It really does keep things from shifting. Right to the trash can right there. And I like to start from the back seam, but I'm going to do it from the bobbin is going to be against this. So it's going to look a little weird because I'm going to kind of like do it from the top. But that's the great thing about having lightweight materials is you're really able to make it flex and make it work with what you're doing. And then that way this particular bag pattern can be made out of a lot of different materials that are lighter weight for regular domestic machines. The only part that you might struggle with when it comes to top stitching is going to be across this D-ring connector. So I do suggest a little hump jumper thing that I had mentioned earlier. Because right now my foot is like this, so it's like this. So instead of being flat like this, it's going like this. So what I want to do is I want to level off the foot so that it's straight going one direction, and now then slowly stitch. Okay, The going down isn't as bad as going up. It's kind of going uphill when you're skiing or roller skating or riding a bike or anything. Going uphill is always more challenging than going down. So just think about that when you're sewing up to a bulky seam. And see, I'm just stopping and readjusting. It doesn't matter what's happening over here. What matters is what's happening underneath my pressure foot. Those couple of inches at a time. Just take it a couple inches at a time. Do a nice top stitch. Okay, again, it's gonna get bulky, so let me put that back down. Okay. What did I do with it? Did it fall down? Oh, here it is. The helpers do sometimes escape you. Oh, talk about escapes. My kids are going to do an escape room this weekend. Sarah, can you bring me your water bottle? Voila. Yeah, so it's gonna be my son, his friend, and my daughter. She was trying to have her friend from college go with her. They couldn't get their schedules to line up. But they'll do something else. Go to a movie or eat or something. They're both foodies. Water bottle. It works out very well, doesn't it? Yeah. It's actually got plenty of room there too for...
I could get a bigger water bottle.
That's true.
More stickers.
Put more stickers. She loves her stickers.
Stickers.
Loves her stickers. Yeah, see that? And it'll match the other bag I made. Does that see? Neat. There we go. So if it wasn't for me going off course with this thing, not really. I was gonna try to do like a slip pocket, but then I was like, let's add a zipper to it, and then I'm like, wait a minute, how am I gonna get it on now? So that you can actually use the zipper.
It'll just be a little extra. See, look, now it fits inside because there's extra room. See? Everything works out.
Perfect. So then that way you can put some, like, I don't know,
Cash.
disinfectant wipes or something. I'm trying to think about for yoga.
Ah, for yoga.
We'll work it out. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and making the modified H2O. Literally, it's just using the lining piece times 2, your D-ring connectors, and your base piece. That's all you need. I used waterproof canvas that I sell on my website. I think I'm out of this particular print. I think I'm out. Restocking. Restocking is probably going to only be on a pre-order basis because of all of the extra fees and things like that that are happening right now. It's going to be really expensive for me to hold it in stock as just retail for a little while. So until we get to our new house and we get to our new location and we kind of got everything that's happened in the last 2 months kind of behind me and I'm able to really focus on rebuilding my website and rebuilding that part of things, I'm just going to do pre-orders. So if you have a design that you want printed, the minimum is 2 yards. And when you do custom, it's by the yard, so it's not just the half yard by the width of the fabric, it's actually a whole yard. And so it comes out pretty inexpensive for you that way, but I do need to have an order of 40 plus yards in order for it to actually make sense to order. So I have to wait till I get the 40 yards in as an order to then place the order and have it shipped to me. Because that way the shipping is less. I'm able to distribute the shipping cost across all the 40 yards, and it just makes it a lot more for you as well. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Hoping to be back on next week and start my lives on Wednesdays every week again. We'll see how things go. Like I said, I'm taking it one day at a time. My studio is still a mess. Website is back up and we're filling orders. But yeah, taking it one day at a time. Thank you guys very much. Stay blessed and have fun making something new. Bye.